Um, one of the things that, you know how it goes, you're just waking up and all of your day starts to unfold in your mind, and it can kind of set the tone of your day, maybe some things that you're working on before. And so this morning I just started running through a list of things that I was grateful for. So I'm looking at in the chat here. Beautiful sunrise, Tammy. That's awesome. Tammy, remind me again what city you live in. Jesus.
Alabama, Montgomery, Alabama.
Awesome. Yeah, so good. Thank you. All right, my husband, love for my dogs, early mornings. I love it. All right, perfect. Well, this morning we are going to unpack a little bit more about coach support. It's one of the 4 quadrants that we work in our business. And I think this is one of the things that we rarely talk about. Rachel and I were talking the other day, this whole week, if you've been with us for a while on this mission, this is not a typical type of training that we do. And I'm really excited about it. So a lot of it, I'm sure, is new for you. It's not new to us in the sense that it's part of what we do, but it's definitely something new in terms of what we train. So this morning, Rachel's going to be bringing us through some really cool stuff around coach support that really relates to dealing with people. Like, how do you deal with conflict? How do you deal with people in general? And knowing that this is really a safe space for making change, but also at the same time, as a coach and as a business coach, it can get a little sideways at times. And so what we want to do is utilize the skills that Dr. A has taught us and the things that we're all working on individually with our personal development to really bring a different element here that helps people to thrive and helps us to stay in our own lane and a safe place for people to grow and to learn. So I'm excited to hear what Rachel's got for you this morning. And then we're going to have Global Director Kristen. She's going to come off mute and she's going to talk to us a little bit about some skills that will help set some structure that will allow you to kind of remove some of the drama and really help all of us to kind of focus in on really putting the client in the center of the experience and helping you to drive some of the goals in your business that fulfill some of the dreams in your lives. And I know some of you looking at the screen have already been able to do that and have already set some new goals in their business that are fulfilling some of the dreams in their life. So without further ado.
Hello.
Yeah, go for it.
Good morning, everyone. All right. So we are going to do some really practical things with this today. So I do hope you have note-taking ability and that you will come back to these notes when you're working with your coaches, even with your family. This is really good stuff for kids. This is really good stuff for adult kids, influencing without authority, right? As you're entering into the friendship season. And this is a really good thing for us in general in life, to be able to help move people forward in a way that reduces conflict or misunderstandings and is really a way that can leave both people in a space where there's a clearing. And so that's what I want to give you guys today. Sometimes in life, we have to do what's called a clearing, okay? Because there can be expectations and things like that that get in the way of us really being able to soar on this mission. And I'm going to break that down a little further. But the very first thing that I want to give you is how well, on a scale of 1 to 10, how well do you think coaches respond to, oh my gosh, you're almost at senior coach. Oh my gosh, you're almost at associate director. Oh my gosh, you're almost at this rank. Blink at me if that tends to go like this sometimes, where it's just like, okay, and you get that little like, cool, thanks, not really bought in, right? And you can kind of feel it where you're like, I don't know why, I just told them that, you know, they're like 3 clients away from doubling their pay. Why aren't they jumping up and down and blowing up my phone? Well, because you're probably tapping into something that is meaningless to them, to be honest. And so whose job is it to tap into something that is meaningful to them? As mentors, that's our role to help peel that back. So here's some questions that you can use. And I'm going to be putting some of this stuff in Immerse. But if I was talking to, I'll just use Alan this morning. If I said, Alan, what would you like to accomplish in November? What would you like to, let's look at November. And as your mentor, I would love, and friend, I would love to know, what would you like to accomplish in November? So by the time it's the end of November, what needs to have happened in order for you to feel like you accomplished something in November that was meaningful to you? And then I'm going to wait until he tells me. And then I'm going to say, now, am I clear that you would like to accomplish this within November? So November is the time frame. So it's, what do you want to accomplish? When do you want to accomplish it? And then I'm going to ask him a really important question. And this is the one that you'll want to put an asterisk next to. Alan, why do you want to accomplish this? Why? And then I need to be quiet and let him sort that out, because a lot of times, you guys, we don't even know why we want to do what. And that's the part that goes, oh my God, maybe I just threw her a goal and I don't even know why I want to do that. Like, for example, I'd really like to hit ED this month. And I might say, Alan, why? Why is ED significant to you? What does that mean? I need to peel it back and say, oh, okay, so I understand. So an extra $22 to an extra $2,500 for your family is going to represent what? Oh, it's going to represent that debt snowball that you and I talked about when you signed up as a coach. Okay, got it. So a good chunk of the pay from ED is going to be applied to your debt snowball. Yes. Awesome. Alan, how is it going to make you feel when you chip away at that sucker and you get that zero balance statement in the mail? Like, what's that going to mean for your family? Oh, you're going to reduce your hours at your other job? Okay, that's fantastic. I love it. Keep going. So when you reduce your hours at that other job, what is that going to mean? Oh, you no longer have to miss softball games for your daughter on Saturdays because you'll be there. Okay, I think I'm starting to see why this is important. That's a whole lot more exciting than, hey girl, you're 3 clients away from ED, right? And we all do it. I do it too. Like, I see the gap in what I'm doing. It's not working. I need to get better in this area. I need to get more involved in what does it represent. And then I'm going to ask Alan, all right, brother, so on a scale of 1 to 10, how committed are you to doing the work this month? On a scale of 1 to 10, how committed? And then that gives him a chance to say, man, I need to make some commitments around what I want, not this 3 clients away from ED thing. It's like, man, I want those softball games. And I got to know how motivated intrinsically is Alan to do the work. Okay. Then I'm going to ask him the final question. Alan, you want to partner with me on this? You want to go hip to hip? You want to do it? Can I walk this out with you? Can I be a part of it? Would you allow me to coach it when it gets weird? And I hope he's going to say, yeah, man, I would love that. That would be awesome. Thank you. So this is what's called awakening. Okay, we've got to do this with our clients, but more importantly, we've got to do this with the people that trust us with their small business and their mission. Why am I taking so much time to talk about that when I'm talking about avoiding conflict? Because, oh my goodness, the only time that conflict comes up is when I'm coaching something that they don't want, they don't need, and that they haven't even bought into. So if this is the precursor to avoiding conflict, because now when Alan is MIA, and I don't see him on trainings, and I don't see him doing the steps, and I go to his Facebook and it looks like crickets. Okay. Now I can come back to my friend and say, hey, Alan, how you doing, man? You have a second? Yeah, great. Do you still want those Saturdays? Like, how are you? Number one, is everything okay? Because what if something happened and I don't even know about it, right? Because I'm looking at the business without looking at the person fully, right? I don't know what's going on in their world. We've done this a few times, you guys, and people have said, you know what? My dad passed away. I don't know if you saw that on my Facebook, but my dad passed away. And we've had a lot of people that have been frustrated because we can skip what's happening in their life because we're driving the business. And so I'm just being super unplugged this morning, because this is going to be the thing that will allow you to do this mission, is to be able to work with people well and avoid potential misunderstandings and unnecessary conflict. We'll still have conflict, you guys, because we're dealing with human beings, and we are human beings. And I want you to plan for it. Okay, don't be surprised by it. You're working with people. Your clients are going to have conflict. Your coaches are going to have conflict. But we are going to show up differently in our conflict than we ever have in our life. And we're not going to do it perfectly, but we're going to have an openness to doing it. So now when he tells me something like that, my pivot is 100% back to the friend zone. How can I support you in this? What can this team do for you? How can this family show up for you? You know, or an alternative scenario, Alan maybe needs to suspend all fear and thinking and just go. Maybe he got in his head, we need to jump back in the Zoom, and I need to ask him, do you still want what you want? Alan, do we still want the Saturdays? Do we still want, okay, do I have permission to coach this? Do I have permission to coach this? Because here's what I'm seeing. And I got to ask that, because he might say, nah, thank you. Not today. I'm not in a place to receive feedback today. I just had a battle with my wife, and now you want to coach it? Like, no, thank you. Right? These are the things that help avoid conflict, because I now am coaching something that is near and dear to his heart. I'm not coaching a rank. And I think if we can shift out of that, we're going to have a lot of fun with people, helping them to create exactly what they want in their life, nothing more, nothing less. And we're going to truly be partnering with them on their goals and dreams. Okay. So that's one thing. Now, when the going gets hard, help the coach define the hard. When the going gets hard, help the coach define the hard. Okay. What I mean by that is perspective. So if I say, yeah, you know, it's really hard for me to post every day. Okay, Alan, do I have permission to coach that? And he hopefully is going to say yes. And then I could say, listen, all right, so that commute, an hour each way, the traffic, the toll roads, the getting up, the having someone else set your hours, your days, all of that, missing the softball games on Saturday. Is posting every day harder than that? Or is what you're currently doing harder than posting every day? And let's really step into that. I want to define the hard a little bit, okay? Because I feel like you might be suffering from something that I was suffering from, which I didn't, is my perspective. My perspective was off. And if you allow me to coach it, here's the hard that I see you doing right now, okay? So sometimes you got to define the hard. That's a helpful thing. Also, you could do everything I'm telling you today, guys. You could drive a line in the sand down the middle of your paper, and you could say, how do I do this for clients? And how do I do it for coaches? And then you could go family, etc. Like this is literally just people skills. Okay. It has a lot to do with our business, but it has a lot to do with life. Make sure that you help them to work in the pockets of their day. I think the biggest misunderstanding we have in this business is time management. Remember to say, I'm not looking for the time that you don't have, Alan. I'm looking for the time that you do. Let's go back to the pockets of your week together and find our pockets that we're going to build your dreams through. Remind me again, what are the pockets of your week that you have to work this business so that I can insert high impact work into those pockets and not busy work. We don't need any more busy work, do we? We need high impact work. So as your mentor, I want to help you with that. Are you willing to set some business hours so that we can establish a cadence for these dreams and desires that you have? And then go back to their 3 buckets. Remember when you said, I really need accountability in my health journey. If you don't have clients coming on every single month, how do you feel that will impact your accountability? I want to go back to that purpose and fulfillment button. Tell me about your favorite client right now. What's going on? And then they'll tell you. And you say, wow, that's incredible. How does that feel to partner with her and help her get her A1C under order? How does that feel? Do you want to feel more of that in November? I want to help you to do that. This is where we're going to need to learn how to be consistent. Are you willing to learn how to be consistent in these areas where currently you're not? Right? So this is where you really get to, you're asking a lot of questions. Are you noticing that? Are you willing? May I coach this? Can I step into that? Can I help you define your hard? Now, we provide just-in-time training. So I'm going to say time management is a gremlin in our business. Another one is throwing too much too soon at a coach. We really need to make sure that we're providing just-in-time training, okay? Not too much, not too little, Goldilocks training, just right. So this is, how do you know if you're going too fast? Maybe you've been throwing the ball and they haven't thrown it back yet. That right when they don't throw the ball back, you got to ask yourself, did I set expectations on the meet and greet that we were going to throw the ball back every single day for 30 days? And that if they needed to hold the ball for a day or two because they got busy, that's okay. Just let me know and then throw the ball back. So if you're throwing balls at people, like we talked about before, and they're just going like this, and they've got 9 balls in their court, you need to turn the volume down. You're going too fast for them. They're telling you, I'm going to crawl, and you want me to walk, or I think you might even want me to run. Okay. So this is where we get to go back in and say, was any part of the things that I was helping you with, were they confusing or frustrating in any way? Can I help you? Because I noticed you haven't thrown the ball back and I want to help you with that. Remember, we were going to do this for 30 days, just like we did on program. We're going to 5-in-1 your business, just like we 5-in-1 your body. And I'm noticing that I have a bunch of balls over here and I'm sorry if I'm moving too quickly. And this is a chance for them to tell you what's going on. In every single coach interaction that you feel like they're not throwing the ball back, immediately and quickly and immediately and with compassion, ask them to sell you their chatter. Sell me your chatter. What's going on? I need to know. If there was these 3 little bubbles above your head and there was a little cloud where your thoughts were, what would it be saying right now? Tell me. No judge zone. This is a no judge zone. Tell me, where's the chatter coming from? They get to unpack it with you, and you are so privileged to hear how they've been taught most of their life to think small and play small and don't be seen and don't be heard and don't dream. Sit down, calm down, right? This is what was beat into us since we were little. Are we really surprised that people have a hard time showing up for themselves? This is a privilege that you get to have with them to hear what keeps them stuck. But we don't leave them in their poopy diaper, right? We have to like move them forward. So this is where you get to set expectations with them, okay? Catch this, this is tricky. Set expectations with them, but don't set your expectations on them. That's very different, okay? To say, this is going to keep happening, my friend. So Anthony, as you're becoming more than you've ever been in your natural born life, you're going to become more than you've ever been. There's going to be moments where you just freeze because it's the process of becoming more, okay? This, again, this applies to all your clients. So hold this for your client check-ins. At that point, I could say, do I have permission? I know it's early in our relationship, but this happened to me. I froze too. Do I have permission when I see you freezing to come in and coach that and move you forward? Knowing that on your Coach Explore, you said you wanted A, B, and C. Listen to me. I'm contending for A, B, and C. Okay. Can I contend with you on these goals and dreams that you have? I know it's scary to become more. Trust me. I have been scared, right? Show that humility. As we keep going, talk with them, not at them. It's hard, guys. I know, because I do it all the time and I have to correct myself. Why am I talking at them? They're equals. Like, this is a peer. I don't know why I'm doing it. Maybe because at corporate America, I was paid for like 20 years to drive people forward in a way that's much different than this. And I had to unlearn that. Okay. So catch yourself if you start using statements like, you know what you're going to need to do, Sherry, is you're going to need to immediately get in now. Okay, I'm talking at her. Okay, I have to correct. And if you do it, correct yourself right in front of them. Michelle, I don't even know why I'm talking at you, girl. These are your dreams and goals. I'm just privileged to walk it out with you. But you know what? I just want to ask a question. Do you still want to retire? Is that still important to you? And what's going to happen when you and Bill are doing that, traveling around in the RV? Like, paint me a picture. I need to awaken her again. I don't need to talk at her and tell her what she needs to do. She's not my employee. Okay. Use stories and examples and humor. Use some humor, those of you that are funny, right? Or like humor, like me. So sometimes I'll say, you know, Jody, I hear you when you say that it's scary to live out loud on social media. I hear you. I know it was scary for me too, because I'm a reformed people pleaser. So I didn't know what people were going to think about me when I was doing this. However, here's what I found. Every single time a coach takes something out of our process, the client gets hurt. And here's what I mean by that. Remind me again, Jody, how did you know that Julie could help you with your health? Oh, it was a social media post. Okay. And that led to a conversation, and then that led to a health assessment, and then that led you here. So if we have this cookie recipe, and you know that Julie was following this recipe of living out loud and posting consistently and all of these things, and we go, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to do everything. Like, I'm going to do the flour and the butter and the baking powder and the salt and the brown sugar and the eggs. And I'm going to do it all like that, except for I'm not going to put the chocolate chip cookies in it. Okay. Are we going to replicate chocolate chip cookies, or are we going to have like a snickerdoodle? Because we didn't put the chocolate chip in the cookie. So what I'm afraid of, Jody, is that if you start modifying the very thing that worked for you to get here, then someone else is not going to get here that desperately needs you and you alone to coach them. That's my fear, is that if we start modifying what we know works, that we're going to have a different recipe at the end. You know, we're not going to have chocolate chip cookies 6 layers down. We're going to have snickerdoodles and maybe some ginger snaps or whatever, right? So these are stories that help people go, oh my gosh, I need to get out of my head, right? Like, I want to make chocolate chip cookies. And I agree that it was the social media consistency that allowed me to even be here. So use stories. Ask your coaches multiple times in their journey, Jamie, I'm going to ask you to do something with me. I know it requires a lot of trust, okay? I know, but I'm going to ask you for this. What if for the next 30 days, we just suspended all fear and thinking and we just went? So like, what if we just did every single step in Elevate, day 1 through 30, and we just suspended all fear and all thinking, overthinking, and we just went, right? That would be so powerful. Are you willing to do that with me for the next 30 days? And when it gets hard, are you willing to lean into me and trust me with that hard? So that is something you'll want to ask your coaches a lot. You'll want to ask your clients to do that as well. Okay. Are you willing to do this with me? So let's see. There's something else that I wanted to, oh, yes. So help them measure their quick wins. Sometimes we're so focused on what's next, what rank is next. Oh, you're going to Fibit, girl. Oh, you're going here. Oh my gosh, here we go. We're going, we're going, we're going. Have we celebrated their wins that week? Or are we just waiting for the deep wins? So there's quick wins and there's deep wins. Are you counting the quick wins with them? What are you awfully proud about this week? How did you drive your business forward this week? What kind of behavior was changed from last week? Do you see yourself growing? Do you see that you never used to read and you're reading personal development books? I am so proud of you. I am so excited for you, right? So quick wins every week, every time you're on a map call, quick wins, quick wins. We can't just wait for the big, deep, savory, full entree wins, because people get tired and they need you to help them keep score and get yardage. Okay. Do that with your clients too. I highly suggest it. They're going to start being a lot more excited because they're not going to wait for that goal weight to start thinking about their quick wins. The other thing is, when there's been a misunderstanding, there needs to be a clearing. So I'm going to use Julie for this example. And I have a story about Julie. And then there's fact. Okay. So when there's fact and story, we need to allow a clearing. Okay. So I might say, Julie, I would love to clear something up with you. And hopefully, by me being a mentor that has done a lot of these earlier things, hopefully she is going to say yes. Okay. And then when she does, I'm going to say, forgive me, but I have this story. Okay. And I just want to clear it with you. The other day, I was sending you some things in your business thread, and I saw that you read them all and you never replied. And so I sent a few more, and I saw that you read those and you never replied. And then I didn't see you on trainings. And, the story I have made up in my head is that you don't value my mentoring. Like there's something that I'm doing and it's like not valuable to you. And like, I have all this chatter and I have all this stuff happening inside of me. And I just want to clear it with you because I want to know what's really going on with you and have you explain it so that I don't make up stories in my mentoring. Now, I have to have higher levels of trust to do this. So I have seen mentors try to do this that have level 0 trust. And you know what happens? People get really hurt. So make sure that when you think about levels of trust, that you're going for pinnacle, that you're always building relational trust, right? And that they don't feel like you're pulling them to a rank. So with that, she might say, oh my gosh, no, you know what happened? I didn't even tell you this, but my computer is completely broken. And then I sent you a text letting you know that. Now I'm looking at my phone and I'm like, oh my God, she sent me a text. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, you know what? I'm so stupid. I'm so sorry. But I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't dragging you or pulling you when you weren't really engaged. And, so that's just a really kind of soft example of how I have to clear things. And when you clear, you have to be humble enough to tell the person your story that you were making up in your mind. And then they'll say, you know what, that's not all what happened, or I could see how you feel this way. And I want to say to her, I appreciate you trusting. I appreciate the trust that you've given me in this. Thank you so much. Your mentoring you means everything to me. I'm enjoying it. And I just wanted to make sure I wasn't coming on too strong or anything like that. And so I'm glad that we cleared this. Now, if we did that, we'd have a lot less misunderstandings in our business. Story versus fact. That's what you can write on your paper. That's a really useful exercise with human beings in general. So that's all I have. I got to move out of the way. We're going to keep dripping more stuff, but right now we're going to go to my friend Kristen, and she's going to give us, so I gave you mindset, right?
I want to add a couple
Yeah,
things to this before you bring her on. I think this is a lot. There's a lot of really, really good stuff. Put in the chat, if this has really stretched you this morning, put a 1. Put a 1 in the chat if this has been, there's been a little bit of a rub for you. If you can be honest and go, ooh, this touches a lot of different things for me. Yeah, I could totally see that. And I could hear it in Rachel's voice, because these are things that we typically don't talk about. But I'm here to tell you that it's extremely important in life, and especially in this business of relationships. Think about anything difficult you've ever done. There's always been discomfort. And so typically, what do? We navigate to the comfort zone. We navigate to the predictable zone. We navigate to the survival zone, right? And in those zones, what typically happens is we're going to remove ourselves from that discomfort, and we're going to go back to the space that's comfortable. So we avoid it, right? Or we start something new, or we quit, right? All of those things. Can I just tell you that our time in this business has grown us as people, and just the way that we connect with people, whether it's family, whether it's friends. These skills are extremely important for you to grow out of the spaces in your life. And so when you get to these ranks, some of you are going to be like, wow, I thought that Fibic was going to be amazing. But really what I've gained more from this journey is the relationship with my wife or my husband or my siblings or my friends or with my clients. So just know that this is a normal stretch. It's something that is important because, again, anything that's typically the things that are really good in life, when it requires a lot of growth, there's a lot of discomfort that comes with that. And so I wanted to stretch you with that this morning, because the comfort zone isn't the benchmark for growth. Mm-hmm. The comfort zone isn't the benchmark for growth. And so we want more for you. And so I love that Rachel kind of went deep and was honest about a lot of the things that we're learning and we're still learning and putting into practice, even in our marriage and in our family. So hold those stories lightly. Use some of those skills. We've talked about those in some of the personal development books that we've worked through. Extremely, extremely important. And just be honest with people. Mm-hmm. This is all a new space for us. And as business coaches, I'll just say this in closing. As business coaches, just remember, we're just coaching things that you want. And so if there's something that you're worried about or you're anxious about, don't put that on your business coach. Just be honest about it and say, here's the thing that's really stretching me, mm-hmm. right? Here's the thing that's making me really uncomfortable. This is really weird. The feeling that I'm having, just be honest with your coach and know that they're imperfect, just like you are, mm-hmm. and that we're all working together to help each other, to help other people. So Kristen, would you come off mute and share a little bit of some wisdom with us around structure and how you help coaches to win? And
it's pretty funny because you're asking like, oh, are we being stretched? And right now I'm being stretched because today Eric and I have flipped the roles, and normally he's the one sitting in front of the computer and I'm the one taking the kids into school, and the roles have flipped today. And I've got kids over here like asking me about outfits. They're fighting amongst each other. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to talk, like, leave me alone. So I just thought it was kind of funny because I was stretched in a different way. But, kind of going back to like being uncomfortable, I guess in this business, we got to be comfortable with continuously being uncomfortable. That's where we grow. And that was a lot of really good stuff. I know for me, I'm going to have to go back and be intentional, because I'm terrible at this, about rewatching this training, because I knew I was training, I'm not taking notes like I normally do. And I know for me, even almost 3 years in, the key to success for me is not just listening. I'm not just auditory. I have to actually physically go back and write it down. So, but before I kind of go into some of the map skills, I actually have notes today. I'm a little bit prepared and not just going to ramble, but I wanted to ask you guys, who loves Disneyland? Like put it in the chat, like who loves Disneyland? Now, I know we're all from a bunch of different places. Not all of you are blessed to be in California like I am, but how many of you have been blessed to actually see Disneyland, go to Disneyland? Like, oh, I see and I miss it. Okay. Oh, Alan, you're in Florida. You have Disney World. But okay, I'm going somewhere with this, guys. But if you've been blessed enough to go to Disneyland, I want you to think about it for a little bit. Okay, think about the excitement and the anticipation of Disneyland. You know, think about the excitement of what rides you may do. Think about all the unknown things, especially if it's your very first time going. Characters, is it really the happiest place on earth? Because let's face it, that's all we hear about Disneyland. It's the happiest place on earth. Now I want you to kind of flip it a little and think about Optavia. Guys, Optavia is Disneyland. We all know Disneyland's the happiest place on earth, but they're kind of two of the same, both as a client and as a coach. Think about when you guys, because we're all clients, think about like we had to become that, you know, take that step and we got our kits. Am I really going to lose the weight? Is this for me? Am I on another diet? Now kind of think about Disneyland. Same thing, the excitement, the anticipation. Is Disneyland all it's cracked up to be? Now, going back to Optavia, guys, we do know it's all it's cracked up to be. We're all living proof of that. Okay, now think about this too. Like if you're at Disneyland, are you scared? Are you going to get lost? What are you going to see? Who are you going to meet? Again, our business is a lot like Disneyland. And I kind of wrote down some things before I full on go into the map. Think about this, guys. When we go to Disneyland and you guys go through that gate, what is the very first thing everybody grabs? It's the Disneyland map. Guys, we have one of those too. The Disneyland map. And let's think about this, even on your first trip. Guys, nobody knows where they're going on that map. You've got usually, if you're with a family of people, you got everybody trying to go in different directions. You got everybody trying to be in charge. Now think about this, because I do have a few analogies. When you guys buy a ticket to Disneyland, consider that your client kit. Okay, now when you think about Disneyland, we have places like Toontown, Tomorrowland, Fantasyland, Adventureland. You guys even have Main Street. Guys, those are your coaches. All those different areas and those little lands and everybody wants to go and visit. You don't hang out there all day. Those are your coaches. Guys, think about the characters at Disneyland. Those are the other coaches we see at convention. Those are the people you see in Cabo. I haven't been to Cabo, but I'm going to see you guys in Cabo. Okay. Guys, think about the kiddie rides. The kiddie rides at Disneyland are very safe. Those are your clients that are doing well. Okay, guys, what else does Disneyland have? They got roller coasters. Those are your clients that are quitting and pushing out. I mean, some of us don't like roller coasters. I'm sure none of us like those kind of roller coasters. Guys, what else does Disneyland have? We have crying children. If you guys have been to Disneyland and they say it's the happiest place on earth, you got those crying little kids that you want, oh my God, just shut them up. Guys, those are your clients that are whiny about, and they're looking for the brownie, they're looking for the cookie to come back in stock. Okay, then we've got the fun shows. Everybody wants to go to a fun show. Guys, those are your power hours. How great is that? And then of course, we've got the parades. Everybody stands in line and everybody's not going to Disneyland without a parade. Guys, that's Immerse, that's this. It is momentum, okay? Sorry, I'm out of order. I'm almost done. You guys, we got the food stands at Disneyland. Everybody wants to eat. That's what your fuelings are. How great is that? Okay, what does everybody go to Disneyland to see? Minnie and Mickey. And that's the Richards. Those are our Mickey and Minnie. Everybody goes to Disneyland and wants to see the Richards. That's Minnie and Mickey. I'll even give you Donald and Daisy. I'll give them the Bombas. And of course, we got Pluto and I can make him Jamil. Guys, when you guys love Disneyland, what do? You buy a Disney pass. That's your coach's kit. And then when you guys renew your coach's kit or your Disneyland pass, they're two of the same. Okay, so I just wanted to have kind of a little bit of fun with that. But if you guys kind of think about the map, it kind of is element 3 in our life book. Okay, it is structured tension. And on your map, you guys, we have our current reality, our desired outcome, and we have all of our secondary choices. Okay, I want you to kind of think of this as your vehicle. Okay, now I will tell you, like, your map, it should always be done on the 1st of the month. Don't be doing your map on the 5th of the month. That's not really going to help you driving in the beginning of the month. I love those pretty maps. I'm even getting a few coaches that are typing them. I'm not that skilled. I'm never going to be that skilled. I'm just not computer savvy. But I will tell you, I'm pretty neat and I'm pretty anal. And I can even remember Tim kind of chuckling and being like, yeah, your map is just like beautiful. And then I remember Tim encouraging me to like scratch things out. And I was like, it was like, I don't know, fingernails on a chalkboard. And I just thought, oh my God, this is going to be terrible. But guess what, guys? That's how I know the map is working. And that's how I know it's being used. And if you look at my map, it's definitely torn, it's ripped, it's all of that good stuff. So what is our map? It is your monthly GPS every single month, okay? It gives you that actual visual reality of your business, what you want, what you're doing, and all the in-betweens, okay? What is it not? It should not be something that you never do. I hope you all do maps. Even baby coaches should be doing maps, because then when you grow, it's pretty easy. It's not something that should be sitting in your desk. It should not be something that still looks pretty on the 30th of the month where it's all neat and groomed. How do you guys use a map? Guys, I use my map daily. You guys should be on your map daily. At least I think so, because this is where the magic happens. Okay, think about Disneyland, right? I promise you the first time, think about if you lost your map, which by the way, I did lose my map. I lost it for about 4 days and I was freaking out. Yesterday when I left, that was Eric's task for the day, find my map, because I was freaking out because I did not have it to be able to kind of write on. What does it say? If you guys look at your map, and by the way, I have all of my maps for as long as I've been coaching, and they're very fun to look at. I will say that you can go back and look like, oh my God, look where I was a year ago. Look at where I was 3 months ago. Look where I was 6 months ago. But this top part of your map, guys, that's your desired outcome. Okay, desired. That's where I think we all need to be dreamers. And I'm telling you right now, I seem to up my dreams, but my dreams are pretty big. Yours don't have to be big dreams, but I encourage you to really kind of put what you want. And I think a lot of us struggle, and sometimes I even see the income blank. Guys, we got to put the income. I know money is a funny thing. Put the money in there. There is nothing wrong with it. I'll tell you right now, mine says 10,000. I'm not even going to candy coat that because I got big dreams. Remember, I got that kid that I need to be reunited with, and it's not going to happen if I put 500. So you just kind of have to put what it is. The bottom, guys, this is like how you finished last month, not this month, last month. So if this is my October map, this is how I did in September. Everybody on September 30th, I hope, was screenshotting the heck of their back out of their back office, or even filling it out. You know, put in there, how many points did you have? How did you finish on your front line? And this is a good comparison of what you're doing and what you want. All of this in between, do your actions actually match what you want and what you're actually doing? Only you guys know that, yes or no. I think we all have room to grow, and I can always look at this and be like, yes, okay. Kind of think about, if you look at your map, guys, these are like your client orders. I will tell you that is always done in pencil for me. Make sure that you guys write the dates on there that your clients are ordering. Make sure you put the amount. And if you're checking it every day, you're going to know if that amount changes. I can assure you that if you have a new client that you signed up last month on the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, we all know the next month it's going to say 426. But if you're on your map every day and then all of a sudden you see it go down to 360, 370, you're like, oh, they've done some funny stuff. You need to go back in there and show them, hey, I don't know if you know this, but 22 boxes is what you're going to need for 30 days. That's what you had your first order. Just a little bit, just at convention, Allie was rooming with somebody that 17 boxes was a full order, and that was a coach, because they got 17 boxes and 5 free. They just thought it was like a freebie. Allie kind of had to show that to somebody. So, if we don't know that as coaches, I promise you our clients are not going to know that. Also, make sure you guys fill out your potential coaches list. I will say that Brad showed me, because I looked at his map one day and his thing was filled out. And I was like, who are all those people? His answer was, those are my clients. Every client is a coach. And I thought, I'm 3 years in and I almost didn't even think of that. I was too busy profiling people. Yeah, I don't want to work with them. They're a kind of a train wreck. Believe it or not, guys, if it's one thing I've learned, even your people that are a train wreck, they might be the ones that maybe coaching is actually going to structure them. Each one teach one. You know, think about all of us. What keeps us in line? We're clients. Same thing with those people. Now, think about it. These are the people that you want to do vacation with. Guys, that's a true statement. I got to spend vacation with the Richards and Stacy and Allie. And guess what? Like, we all started as clients and coaches, and now we're friends and family. So always keep that. And I will say, and I'm not very good at it, but ideally your coach list should probably be bigger than your potential client list. Okay. Now let me tell you about the potential clients. Guys, don't just write a bunch of names. And I'm telling you right now, my column is always filled out because I got a pretty big heart list. It's not just the people on Facebook. It is not the people just on Instagram. It's people that don't have those things. It's people in my family. Now, it's not people that I'm trying to get. It's people that I want to serve, that I know would benefit this. Every month, my brother's the first name on the list. Guess what, guys? My brother's not coming anytime soon, but he's still on my list. I still talk my program. I still want him. He's a CHP cop that's pushing probably close to 300 pounds. He needs this program. He is like the dieter of all diets. Okay. So I say be intentional about actually working off that list. If you have your map in front of you guys every day, you guys should be going to those people's Facebook page if they have one, and as well as their Instagram. Go comment and like. Go start a conversation. Go see if they have a story. Text them when you see them. Be intentional, like listen to them. Because I promise you, the people eventually come off the list. But if you don't put any intent behind it, I'm telling you, they're just names on a list. Okay. Also, I always keep track of my new clients, my coaches, all of that great stuff. I'm keeping track of, my points at top. Guys, my client list even goes to the back. I utilize this map so bad that if you look on the sides of my map, and this used to drive me a little crazy, I had to grow into this. Guys, I know who's pushing out. I know when people are moving their orders because I'm writing it. And then when I'm checking in with them, or sometimes if they quit, that tells me a lot, especially with the push outs. I can look at their orders and be like, well, it's no wonder that they're not losing weight. They tell me they're doing everything right, but they got like a 75% order. That tells me a lot. On the bottom of my map, I am in a place where, guys, I write how my business finishes. I go beyond my reality. I'm putting how many senior coaches in the whole organization. I'm writing how many EDs in the organization. I want to know how many clients we started, how many new people did we impact. I write it all. And on the back of my map, guys, and try this on for size, you don't have to do it. But I even write all of my coaches and how they finish. That way, when I do their map calls or they're asking me to help them or they're stuck, I can look and be like, okay, you know what? That last month they grew a point, they did this. Oh my goodness, they backslid. I do all of that because that helps me see where they finish and where they need me to help guide them. Another thing, and you guys don't have to do this, this is completely up to you, but those of you that have coaches under you and that are babies, remember this map is new to them, and it needs practice. Think about Disneyland, guys. You guys need that map a few times when you go to Disneyland. I promise you don't only have the map once and have that park memorized. You do not. So I encourage you, I keep maps on my baby coaches. So like if I have Susie Smith, guess what? Susie Smith has got a map on the first of the month and I will know, that person didn't order. Now, am I necessarily going and telling my coach anything? No, but that helps me see like, okay, this is where we could use a little bit more structure. I could spend a little bit more time with them. That is something that I do. Your maps, like I said, they should always be done on the first of the month, guys. Really, you could even do it on the last day of the month. I struggle to do that. I definitely get it started and I can fill out that bottom like no problem. If you guys need help with your map, I love the map. I struggle at a lot of things in this business. This just isn't one of them. Now, if you're going to ask me about a go live and something, I'm probably going to have to come see one of you guys. Right now, I'm paired with Yessie because she's really working hard with me on my social media and all that good stuff. I have other areas to grow. But like I said, this one, I actually love to do the map. And then you guys, on the 15th, you guys should be maybe dropping in your business thread your updated map. So that way your coaches can look at it and be like, oh, okay, you know what? This is what they want. Oh, I think we need to work with them on this. Structured tension, guys, because I will tell you, it's like element 3. This is all the in between. Some of you guys do mentor calls. You guys have to kind of get with your team and see what you guys do and what fits best for you guys. Some people do first, some people do the 15th, some people, are checking in with their coaches continuously. That's just whatever works for you. Okay, I think I covered it all, guys. If I forgot something.
That was awesome.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that was perfect. Thank you so much, Kristen. That was great. Guys, give some love to Kristen this morning. That was so creative. I love the analogy to Disneyland. So many good things. And I think one of the things that I took away most is that the map is for you. It's not for your business coach. It's really for you to write down what you want to do, what your intention is to do. And it's for us to align what you want to do, what your goals are in your business, and to help you to get what you want out of this business. So thank you so much this morning, Kristen. Thank you so much, Rachel. We're going to get out of here. We have Elevate Day 18. I'd like for you guys to take a look at and be honest with yourself about what day you're on and where you're at in terms of those action items. Remember, training is amazing. Mm-hmm. It's awesome. We love it. We're so grateful for all of you that have helped with the training, but it means absolutely nothing if we don't get into action and start connecting with people and starting the process. So take a look at your map, be honest with yourself, drop in the business chat to your business coach where you are. If you need to make some clean up your commitment, then do that. If you need to, we've got a couple days left in the month. If you need to make a hard run to reach your goals, then do that. If you need some help doing that, let us know how we can help you. We love you guys. We're so grateful for you. And thank you so much for spending some time with us this morning.
Yes. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much, Kristen.